Thank you very much, sir. And I thank NUCD and Dr. Alok Kanungo for inviting me to this excellent webinar. Let me allow me to share my slides first. Are my slides visible?
Yes, Nilanjan.
Yeah. So thanks once again, NUCD and Dr. Alok Kanungo for making me a part of this very interesting webinar. I was listening to the sessions one after another. Now, my brief is a very topical one, the role of sustained release Vidagliptin in type 2 diabetes mellitus management. Now, the DPP-4 inhibitors are in the global as well as in the Indian market since about 10 years or so, and they have, by their own right, established themselves to be an inherent component of type 2 diabetes mellitus management. They have the advantage of having carefree prescription, practically no contraindications or no side effects worth it. And now with the availability of various generic versions of DPP-4 inhibitors, the cost of therapy also has become affordable. Among all the DPP-4 inhibitors that are available in the Indian market, of course, Vidagliptin, Sitagliptin, Linagliptin, and Teneligliptin are the more commonly used ones, so to say the more popular ones. Probably only Vidagliptin in full therapeutic dosage has to be used daily. The others have had the advantage of a single daily dosing on their own. Now let's go back to the history of Vidagliptin a little bit. We know Vidagliptin is the original research product of Novartis, and when drug development started, Novartis did develop Vidagliptin as a single daily dose formulation, 100 milligram single daily dose. But during the initial clinical trials, they faced a peculiar problem of increased liver enzymes in those studies, which was taken care of once the 100 milligram once daily dosing schedule was changed to 50 milligram BD. But peculiarly enough, Novartis did not come up with any hypothesis why changing from 100 milligram once daily to 50 milligram twice daily did circumvent the problem of elevation of liver enzymes, so much so that from the very beginning it appeared to me and many other physicians that the initial findings were probably a play of chance. Then, of course, Vidagliptin enjoyed patent protection in the Indian market for around 10 long years. And then subsequently, it lost its exclusivity. And once it lost its exclusivity, actually, the big Indian branded generic market tried to experiment with various permutations and combinations of Vidagliptin, notably trying to bring Vidagliptin in a once daily schedule. Because we know that this is a study which showed that nearly about half of the patients of type 2 diabetes failed to achieve the adequate glycemic target of, say, 7% glycated hemoglobin. And one of the most important reasons of failing to maintain and adhere to glycemic targets is adherence to therapy, is compliance to therapy. And when it comes to compliance to therapy, of the many reasons like the cost of therapy, drug availability, complex regimen, the dosage frequency of a drug is very important. Now, we were discussing in one of the previous talks about natiglinide and ripaglinide. In theory, they are excellent secretagogues like the sulfonylureas, but actually they are non-sulfonylurea secretagogues. But they never became as popular as glimepiride, probably because they need to be given before each major meal, maybe twice or thrice a day. Therefore, the compliance to such a therapy on a long-term basis may be under question. Similarly, when it comes to DPP-4 inhibitors, we would always love to have one DPP-4 inhibitor which acts throughout 24 hours, thereby making the dosage schedule very convenient for the patient and keeping very less chance for the patients forgetting to take a pill. So this is actually what I've said has been shown by a particular study. The more the dosage frequency, the more is the chance of missing dosage or more the chance of non-compliance to a prescribed medication. Therefore, as I said, once Vidagliptin lost exclusivity in the Indian market, both the innovator Novartis and various other branded generic companies now thought of doing something new so as to make Vidagliptin more acceptable, more popular among the patients of India, in that they tried to develop a sustained release preparation of Vidagliptin. This is the one which is employed by one technology which is employed by the innovator Novartis, that is dry matrix, gel matrix technology, wherefrom the tablet is released on a sustained manner. I won't go into the details of the pharmaceutical chemistry of the formulation because that is not needed. As clinicians, actually, we need to know what are the advantages of this formulation. So that's it with the market opening up for Vidagliptin. We have seen many robust sustained release formulations of Vidagliptin, and this has raised certain hopes. The major hope is of once daily convenience, leading to better therapeutic adherence and also cutting down the treatment cost a little bit. Already, with the availability of branded generics, the cost of Vidagliptin therapy in the Indian market has come down. But then, with all these hopes, certain concerns still remain. What will be the glycemic efficacy or anti-hyperglycemic efficacy of a once daily Vidagliptin vis-a-vis Vidagliptin 50 milligram given twice daily? Whether this would really be equivalent to the gold standard 50 milligram Vidagliptin twice daily, and whether there would be any adverse effects, notably involving the liver. Actually, this was a study undertaken by Novartis to compare 100 milligram modified release Vidagliptin tablet given once daily, comparing with the gold standard 50 milligram BD. And this showed that the mean plasma DPP-4 inhibitor with 50 milligram BD and 100 milligram OD was almost similar. There was no significant difference in DPP-4 inhibition over 24 hours. And this graph shows the mean Vidagliptin plasma concentration on day 1 and day 6 with 100 milligram sustained release vis-a-vis 50 milligram conventional given twice daily, and there was not much difference between the two. So by and large, in the laboratory, they have shown a proven bioequivalence between 50 milligram BD and 100 milligram OD. So this also shows that both formulations demonstrated similar reductions in glucose area under curve, with suggesting similar DPP-4 inhibition. So, and I think in our clinical experience also, we are seeing the same. I'm pleased to tell you, we in the Department of Endocrinology, along with the Department of Pharmacology at NRS Medical College, have undertaken a study comparing exactly the same thing, 50 milligram conventional Vidagliptin twice daily with 100 milligram sustained release Vidagliptin given once daily in addition to metformin. And we will be actually looking at the high anti-hyperglycemic efficacy, at the same time any issue of elevation of liver enzymes. But the preliminary unpublished data, I can tell you, it is actually an open label study. There has been not much difference. Now I end with these two hypothetical prescriptions. So you have two patients, Mr. X and Mr. Y. One, Mr. X, has been prescribed a Vidagliptin metformin fixed dose combination twice daily after lunch and dinner, and glycoside 40 milligram twice daily before breakfast and before dinner, along with a statin. So this patient needs to take 5 tablets spaced before and after meals. Mr. Y, on the other hand, has been prescribed 1 milligram of glimepiride, as Dr. Jubin Jacob has waxed eloquent about, before breakfast, a sustained release metformin after dinner, and a sustained release Vidagliptin after dinner, along with an atorvastatin. So the patient has to take 4 tablets, 3 tablets at one go after dinner, at night, before retiring to bed, and 1 in the morning. Which one is a more smarter prescription? It's for you to decide, which will cause greater therapeutic compliance. Therefore, to conclude, sustained release Vidagliptin has been a technological innovation in the drug delivery of Vidagliptin, as we have seen with metformin. It has the prospect of a better therapeutic compliance on a long-term basis and is cost-effective too. Preliminary experience shows that this formulation is equally efficacious and safe compared to the gold standard twice daily regimen. However, I think further studies are needed, particularly in the area of CKD, because some companies have launched 50 milligram sustained release Vidagliptin, also meant for CKD patients, whether that has any benefit for over 50 milligram Vidagliptin unmodified given once daily in chronic kidney disease will have to be seen. So thank you once again for giving me this wonderful opportunity.